Hey there, this is Ben from Benzochess with another tactic video on Intro to Tactics. Here we are doing intros to skewers, okay? Now, what is a skewer? Well, if you're watching these tactics in order, you will probably watch pins before skewers because pins happen more often and they actually pretty much can happen every game. I would say 99.9% of every game there is a pin, whether it's effective or not. So, a skewer is exact opposite of a pin. But let's first look at, this position here. Both the pin and the skewer can happen in this position. So, we're going to go with white to move here, okay? And if it was white to move, which it is, white's best move is to take this rook here, move it here, okay? And when it does that, it's actually being protected by its queen, okay? And it's pinning the queen to the king, okay? And it's when your piece, the rook, is attacking an enemy, which is this queen, to a piece that's bigger, okay? So that will be a pin. So we're attacking the queen, which the queen is smaller than the king, so that's a pin. We're pinning the small piece to the big piece, okay? What would happen, most likely queen takes, you take back, and you're winning material. You have a queen versus their rook. But if we go back, let's say white did not see the pin and decided to play rook takes h5. Now, which that's a blunder, now we have the example of what a skewer is. A skewer is when you're using one of your pieces to attack a piece, which that piece is going to be bigger than the piece behind it. So when this rook here moves down here, it is actually attacking the king, and behind the king is a queen, okay? So this is a skewer here. So the difference is pin is attacking a piece that is smaller to the piece hiding, which up here was the queen and the king was hiding behind the queen. So that would be a pin. And then a skewer is where the bigger piece, this king, is in front of the queen, which the queen is hiding. So if you're attacking a bigger piece to a smaller piece, that's a skewer. Okay. So let's go on to the next problem. So another difference between pins and skewers are when you're pinning a piece, the smaller piece is shielding the bigger piece, which it's not going to move. There's no forcing moves right away, and it's kind of long term and might take quite a few moves if you're going to be able to take any advantages of it, okay? So if you want to see some pins in action and how they take advantages, you would watch the other video, and I would suggest watching that before this video if you haven't done so. But skewers are forcing, and they happen so fast, okay? Because once you attack the bigger piece, you don't want to lose the bigger piece. That bigger piece moves out of the way, and you grab the smaller piece. So similarities, they have to line up on the same line. So for example, here we see that this enemy king here and this rook here are lined up. So we would have to attack this way. So the answer is bishop to h4 check, attacking the king, which is bigger than the rook. The king moves out of the way, bishop takes. Okay, let's go to the next one. So like what I said last time, we're looking for pieces that are lined up, and we're looking to attack those pieces that are lined up. Okay. 3 pieces can do skewers, just like pins. It's only bishops, rooks, and queens. So here, it's white to move, find the skewer, pause your video. Okay, answer in 3, 2, 1. Okay, for those that said bishop to g2, you are correct. If he said this bishop to right here, well, the bishop's not protected and the queen just gobbles it up like that. Okay, so that would be incorrect. But when you go to g2, well, before that, I recognize right away that this queen and this rook are lined up. Okay, I mean, also, this rook is also lined up to this queen, but the problem is the bishop would not be protected. So since I've seen these 2 pieces lined up, why not try and make a skewer out of it? So that's why a bishop to g2. Queen will move out of the way, because otherwise, queen for bishop, that's 6 points difference. But when the queen moves out of the way, it's only a 5-point difference. Okay. Okay. So the next position. Here, another example of a skewer is 2 pieces can be equal value and will be considered a skewer. Okay. So pins are when you're attacking a small piece to a big piece, and the big piece is hiding. Okay. A skewer is usually you're attacking a big piece, which the smaller piece is hiding behind. But there are some occasions where 2 pieces are lined up together of equal value. Just like these 2 bishops here. They're lined up. And if we do this type of attack, that would also be a skewer. So the answer here would be actually rook to d1, which skewers both of the bishops. And one of the bishops are going to fall no matter what. Okay? Now, if he played bishop f6, then you take this bishop for free. But some players would want to at least get something for their piece. So once they see the skewer, there's another tactic name, forgot the exact name of it. It's but the bishop, knowing it's going to lose its piece, should it just lose the piece, or should it lose the piece by at least getting something out of it? So bishop taking g2. Okay. And then king will take back, and you get a piece, but you lost a pawn. But that'll be at least better for black to do that way than absolutely just losing a piece. Okay. So just showing you those 2 examples. But once the rook moves there, a piece is going to be lost no matter what. Okay. Here's the next example. Now this one's a little bit more difficult to find. But a lot of times skewers are not just easily seen. Just kind of like with the forks, you've probably seen 1 or 2 positions from the intro video where you have to create the fork by maybe sacrificing a piece. Same thing here. And a lot of times when you sacrifice a piece, it might be known as another tactic called a decoy, which means you're moving the piece to a position which does not favor its new square. But otherwise, we can look at this sacrifice, which here, if we look, these 2 guys are lined up, but there's no way we can place a piece here in one move or here. So those are not going to work. And maybe you kind of have to think of something like, for example, this line here, right? Okay, we have something there. Possibility, right? But right now that would not be anything. Maybe if we place this king right here, then we might have a possible skewer. Okay? So, how we do that is maybe do a sacrifice. Okay? So, knight takes the bishop because we want the king there instead. So, knight takes bishop. Now, the king can decide not to take the knight, but then if you count, white has 3 pieces, black only has 2, so the king will most likely take. But now we got the position we want, you know, up here, so we can probably make a possible skewer with the help of this bishop. Move into g7 check with this very deadly skewer here. Okay, king moves, bam, down goes the bishop. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. Okay. Next position. Trying to make these go pretty quickly. It is white to move. Pause your video. Answer in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Here, as we can tell, most likely we have to do another skewer. We can see that this king and this queen are lined up like this. So we have a potential of one of these pieces skewering, right? But we have a rook in the way. This rook is actually protected once. And we have 2 pieces. So why not do a sacrifice and get our skewer? Queen takes. Right now it's a skewer check, but black can take back. And now bishop takes. We have our skewer. Right? King's forced to move. Bam. Taking the queen. Okay? So here's another one. This looks very difficult. I can tell you one thing right now. If you're looking at this, it looks like you want to move this queen right here to do the skewer. Okay? Oh, that was a bad arrow. How about this arrow, right? But the problem is, this rook is protecting the queen, so it's not winning a piece yet. So, we have to move this queen somewhere where it cannot be protected. Okay? So maybe if you can find a sacrifice somewhere for white, also known as decoy, maybe we can win that queen. So white to move. Pause your video. Answer in 3, 2, 1. The move would be bishop to e4. Yes, this is a decoy fork. Okay, it's a fork, but it looks like a bad fork. But once if you remember the skewer I trying to show you, the queen was being protected. This fork is a threat of winning the queen right off the bat. So black has to take back. But now the queen's not protected. So we move our queen to do the skewer now. King moves. Bam. Down goes the queen. Right? Okay. I think we got one more here. This looks like the last one. Okay. So this is the very last position. We're looking for another sacrifice so we can possibly move this rook here and skewer. But there is a problem here. This pawn is a problem. We have to move this pawn somewhere else. Okay? So, white to move, pause your video. Answer in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Some will think knight takes pawn, but black doesn't have to take back. Okay, black does take, then you do have a skewer. That's not as forcing. Okay. Actually, if knight takes pawn, queen can actually take this pawn with a check, and possibly actually black just wins a knight. So another way to deal with that pawn is to do a sacrifice fork. Knight to a4, check. Forking the king and the queen, which now has to use this pawn to take back. And when that happens, now we can slide the rook over for the skewer. King moves and take. So 3 things you should have got from this video is 1. Skewers are using your piece to attack a bigger piece to a smaller piece. 2. Skewers are more forcing and happen really fast, where pins don't happen as fast. And 3, a lot of times skewers need help from a sacrificing move. So those are the 3 things you should have got from this video. So hopefully you guys learned a lot today, and good luck. See you at the next video. Thanks for watching.